So we had heard from our outreach teams, and that includes people like Megan and Kate and Eileen, that homeless people were being harassed by the police. But we didn't really want to take this, the anecdotal evidence as the truth. So we fielded a survey, and a number of my students, are any of them here today? I think a lot of them have classes. But they went to Kennedy Plaza and Burnside Park, places where we had heard that harassment was occurring, and they approached every third person, regardless of their appearance. There was no attempt to profile people for the survey. And and I have copies of it. It's a public spaces survey that asks about treatment by the police. There are a number of questions about, have you been ticketed or arrested for asking for money, smoking, sitting, sleeping, laying down, receiving free food, and other similar kinds of activities. The results of this are absolutely stunning. We also asked people about their housing status after we asked them these initial questions. So we asked if they had ever been homeless, and we asked if they now had a permanent place to live. 95% of the people who were cited for these activities were homeless or formerly homeless. 94% of the people who were arrested for these activities, and they were arrested for things that are perfectly legal in many cases, were formerly homeless or homeless. Even though the homeless and formerly homeless were only 50% of the sample, 52% to be exact. So essentially, only homeless people and formerly homeless people are being arrested and ticketed for these kinds of activities. And the very few cases where it wasn't homeless and formerly homeless people, it was for skateboarding, biking, and breaking into a car. So it wasn't even for these other activities that homeless people are being ticketed for or arrested for. When we asked people directly about their treatment by the police, such as how often has law enforcement asked you to move on or leave a particular area, or how often have they asked you for identification, or how often have your belongings been searched without your permission. Again, very, very disproportionate numbers show that it's homeless and formerly homeless people who are being targeted. This is unfortunately something common around the country. It's called broken windows policing or social order policing. And the idea is that somehow these activities, I don't know how sitting and lying down could be related to serious crime, but that's the argument. We should do these things, we should arrest people because, social order requires it. There's no evidence whatsoever that these kinds of activities are related to serious crime in any way. It's simply an excuse for removing people that people don't want to see in these public spaces. I think it would make more sense to solve the problem of homelessness with permanent housing than harassing homeless people in public